The focus of today's class is on line work and on stacking your joints when you're in your handstand. Okay, we talked in the first class about how if you have your hands, your shoulders, your ribs, your hips, your feet all stacked in one line, then this is going to be the most efficient line for your handstand. So today's class, we're looking at how can we get into that position. So you're going to start with a quick warm up your shoulders, warm up your hamstrings, and then do your wrist prep routine. One of the biggest reasons why people struggle to get into that stacked position is a lack of range of motion or active mobility in that overhead position. So we're just going to start off with a few things to work on getting a better position, being able to get your hands, shoulders, ribs all in that stacked line. So the first thing, you're going to set a timer for about 5 minutes, and you're just going to work on your thoracic spine and your lats using a foam roller. So you're just going to place the foam roller, okay, on a spot. Try and open up. Okay, so working on your upper back and then working on your lats. Okay, from right in your armpit, rolling right around your side. You can roll over and just find all those spots that are tight. So 5 minutes. For our skill warm up today, we're going to look at strengthening the muscles that help pull us into that straight line. Okay, so this is not these muscles here. They're the ones that are going to help you push. These are the ones that help you push. The muscles that are going to help you pull into that position are these ones closer to your spine. Okay, so like your lower traps and rhomboids. So we're going to be working on those muscles and really trying to strengthen that overhead position. So the first exercise we're doing is with a band. You're going to start with the band overhead and you're going to pull to create a little bit of tension. You're going to lower down. Okay, and then from here, you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together and slowly back. Okay, so I'm keeping my shoulders down and I'm pulling my shoulder blades together. So nice and controlled 10 reps here. So the next exercise we're going to do is a lower trap raise. So for this one, you're going to think about working in that Y position. Okay, so it's not straight overhead, it's not out to the side, it's at kind of between 30 and 45 degrees. Okay, so you're leaning over for this exercise, you're going to retract, so pull your shoulder blades like together, so squeezing your shoulder blades together, and then you're going to lift. Okay, so I'm lifting in that Y position. And as you're doing that, you really want to be feeling those muscles in the center of your back. So you're going to do 10 reps, the band pulls, 10 reps each side of the lower trap raise, and you're going to do that 2 rounds of that circuit for your warm-up. For the next part of our skill work, we're going to start with a chest to wall handstand. This is a good opportunity to really start to try and feel where those joints are in space. Okay, really try and build that mental representation of what your body is actually doing. A big part of handstand practice is reducing that gap between what you think you're doing, okay? So in your head, what you think you're doing and what you're actually doing, okay? And so this is why filming is really important when you're working by yourself. So you're going to get into your handstand position and chest to wall. You're going to think about, okay, my hands. Can I feel my shoulders are directly above my hands? Can I feel my ribs are directly above my shoulders? Can I feel my hips? And try and get all those joints stacked in a line. And it doesn't matter if it's perfect, okay? But I want you to try and bring awareness to what you're actually doing, okay? It's better that you're not stacked and you know that, okay? That you're aware, okay, I can feel that my ribs are not in line, or I can feel that my hips are too far over, okay? Because when you have that awareness, then you have that ability to adjust. So chest to wall handstands, focusing on stacking all those joints. You're going to work that for 5 minutes. The next exercise we're going to look at is a pike handstand. Okay, and this is really great for really understanding where your hips are in relation to your shoulders. So we're going hands, shoulders, ribs, hips, all stacked in a line. And so we're going to do this with your feet on a block. And what I want you to do is set up your box so that it's not far from the wall. So you can set your hands up so they're fairly close to the wall, and then you can shift your butt until you feel your butt touching the wall. And I have a really good Instagram video that I'm going to share so that you can have a look at how to do this.
Growing up sopping pigs, living in a trailer park.
The final part of our skill work today is working on the freestanding handstand, focusing on stacking everything in a line. Now, when you're freestanding, this might be harder to do than the variations that we've looked at already, okay? But it's all about how you feel and about building that mental representation, okay? Do I know where my body is in space, okay? Trying to build that. And for me, it's really about starting off with feeling where the weight sits in my hands, okay? So when I'm balanced, the weight is sitting very centered in my hands. And then it's about trying to visualize, okay, where my body is, okay? Are my shoulders stacked, okay? I create that visual image in my head of my shoulders being above the center of my hands. And then I think about, okay, are my ribs in that position? And I try and visualize that. And then my hips and my feet and so on. And so as I'm upside down, I'm creating this mental image of what my body looks like. And then I can look at a video and I can say, oh, so that wasn't quite right. What I thought was perfectly stacked was actually my butt being a little bit over, or me being a little bit too hollow. And I'm constantly giving myself that feedback of what am I doing? What do I think I'm doing? And what am I actually doing? Okay? So if you have a spotter, you can work with a spotter, someone to help you balance, and that gives you a little bit more time to start trying to create that visual image of what you're doing. If you're by yourself, again, just practice this by yourself, and don't worry if you don't feel like you're up long enough to really think about what you're doing, okay? It's just about practicing and about getting a little bit better each time. As always, we are going to finish off with endurance. And for today, we are doing a super fun endurance. It's just a challenge, okay, where you're going to start in a pike handstand and you're going to walk around. I'm using a bench. You can use a box. You can use a stool. Anything where you can put your feet on and move your hands all the way around. Okay, so the challenge is you're going to walk around. You're going to walk back the other direction. And you're just going to see how many times you can do that in 5 minutes. You can rest as much as you need to, but you're just going to keep trying to walk around. As long as your form's good, as long as you're pushing, you're going to keep going. So, as always, quality comes first, okay? If your form sucks, please rest. If you feel your arms are getting tired, you're not pushing through your shoulders, then you're going to be dumping into your elbows, into your wrists, and that's not a good place to be. So, really focus on quality. If you lose that push, come down, rest as much as you need to, go back up. You're only competing against yourself here, okay? So, it's just really about building a little bit endurance in your shoulders, but not putting your body in a non-optimal position. Okay, so that's your handstand workout for today.